How many innocent lives must be lost before the world finally opens its eyes? In the heart of Palestine, pain has a new name. It's not just war, it's a massacre. Children pulled from under broken homes, mothers crying over the lifeless bodies of their babies, streets turned into graveyards, and hope, it's disappearing faster than the international community's conscience. You scroll through social media, and it's everywhere. Photos so disturbing that you want to look away. Videos so heartbreaking you can't unsee them. Entire buildings reduced to dust in seconds. Fathers carrying their children in plastic bags because even coffins are a luxury in Gaza. How much more blood must be spilled? We're not talking about a conflict of two equal sides. One has billion-dollar military backing, fighter jets, and global media support. The other has no army, no defense system, and no voice. Just burnt flags, broken hearts, and graves of the young. And yet, silence from leaders, from celebrities, from those with platforms powerful enough to shake the world. And one name kept echoing in that silence. Elon Musk. He's not just a businessman. He's not just the mind behind Tesla, SpaceX, and Neuralink. He's the owner of X, formerly Twitter, a platform used by millions to raise awareness. And yet, at the peak of Gaza's devastation, he said nothing. But then he made a move that shook the internet. He visited Israel. Photos surfaced of Musk smiling with Israeli officials, touring a country protected by one of the strongest military forces in the world. But he never stepped foot in Gaza, never saw the broken hospitals, the fatherless children, the blood on the streets, and that silence. It spoke louder than any statement. People around the globe started asking, why? Why visit only one side during a time like this? Why ignore the human suffering in Palestine? His silence became a headline, his absence a statement, and then, finally, he tweeted. Just 16 words. All children, Israeli and Palestinian, deserve peace. Simple, balanced, safe. But was it enough? For millions, the answer was no. Because when you own the loudest microphone on earth, neutrality isn't peace. It's a privilege. When one child has shelter and the other is being buried under rubble, balance doesn't look like justice. EQ looks like avoidance. People weren't asking Musk to become a politician. They weren't demanding activism. They were hoping, just hoping, that a man who influences markets, headlines, and governments would use that power to amplify the cries of the oppressed. Because let's be real, when Elon Musk tweets, the world listens. When he speaks, it becomes news. And in moments like these, where silence feels like betrayal, even one sentence can tip the scale. So yes, he spoke. But was it genuine? Or was it just a PR move after public pressure? That's the real question. Let's look deeper. When Elon visited Israel, he met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, one of the key architects of Israel's current military policy in Gaza. Critics accused Musk of aligning with a state that's been widely condemned for human rights violations. Now, here's where it gets serious. Musk didn't just say nothing. He also made decisions that impacted how information was spread on X. Reports showed that pro-Palestinian hashtags, accounts, and even eyewitness footage from Gaza were being shadow banned or taken down. Meanwhile, Israeli narratives were widely pushed and promoted, and if Elon Musk owns that platform, then wasn't he responsible? Here's the paradox. Elon Musk claims to champion free speech. He says Twitter to X is the town square of the internet. But when the screams of Palestinian children tried to reach that square, they were silenced, hidden, erased. Why? Was it political pressure, personal bias, or simply business? Because let's not forget, Musk's companies rely on global partnerships. SpaceX, Tesla, they need contracts, investors, and allies. Speaking up for Palestine, especially in a world where criticizing certain states can cost billions, might not be good business. But here's the thing. Human lives are not business transactions. And that's what people couldn't accept. They expected more. More than 16 neutral words. More than selective outrage. More than a billionaire choosing comfort over courage. Let's flip the lens. Imagine if it were different. Imagine Elon Musk had visited a hospital in Gaza, had met a child who lost both parents in an airstrike, had simply tweeted a photo of a destroyed home and said, "This must stop." That single act could have changed the world's focus. Instead, he offered what many felt was damage control. Safe language, no names, no accountability, but the internet doesn't forget. And Gen Z, they don't forgive silence. The response was loud. It wasn't just about politics anymore. It was about morality. And Musk, knowingly or not, had placed himself on a very visible stage. People weren't just disappointed in what he said. They were shattered by what he didn't. Because when children are dying, and you have the power to save even one, doing nothing is doing something. And Elon Musk, through his silence, through his visit, through his platform, had done something, whether he realized it or not. But let's not stop here. Let's ask the real question. Why is the world so afraid to speak up for Palestine? Why do voices tremble when they say, "Free Gaza"? Why do influencers lose brand deals for supporting a people under siege? Is truth that dangerous, or has the system been built to make truth feel like rebellion? Palestinians don't want pity, they want justice. They want the right to live, to dream, to build, to raise their children without the fear of bombs falling from the sky. And when someone like Elon Musk speaks, it doesn't just reach headlines, it reaches hearts. It gives strength to movements. It reminds the oppressed that they are not invisible. So when he chose caution, when he chose neutrality, he wasn't just being diplomatic. He was telling the world, "My empire matters more than your lives." And that broke people's hearts. But maybe there's still time. Maybe Elon Musk can still listen, still learn, still visit not just the powerful, but the powerless. Still tweet not just words, but truth. Because this isn't about sides anymore. It's about right and wrong, about genocide and survival, about children who may not see another sunrise unless someone somewhere decides to speak up. So, to Elon Musk, if you're listening, use your platform not just to sell cars, rockets, and dreams. Use it to save lives, to raise the voices of those the world has tried to silence, to remind humanity that silence in the face of oppression is the loudest scream of all.